Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third edition of our Wastewater Challenges webinar series. Our last webinar covered the food to microbe ratio and can be viewed under food to microbe ratio at the bottom of this page. At BioLynceus, we recognize that wastewater challenges are dynamic and unique. To address this fact, we've launched a webinar campaign with the goal of addressing a number of common wastewater issues. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about one of the most common wastewater challenges, problems with fog. For those of you who don't know, in the wastewater industry, the EPA defines fog as fats, oils, and grease. Fog is a natural byproduct of the cooking and food preparation process and accumulates in sewer collection systems and at wastewater treatment plants. As you can see from the picture on the right, fog can really affect normal function of your sewer system. If you're one of the many experiencing fog issues, you're probably desperate for a solution. Before I get into mitigating the effects of fog, I want to address what leads to fog accumulation in the first place. As I just stated, fog is a natural byproduct of cooking and food preparation. Fog accumulation can be exacerbated by irresponsible disposal of grease down residential or commercial drains. Dumping an oily liquid down the drain may seem harmless, but these lipids don't remain liquid for long. Usually coinciding with the temperature change, these lipids solidify out of solution, flocculate, and then cling to surfaces of important sewer infrastructure. Fog is ultimately unavoidable. There are fatty components to most food, and compounded over several thousands, sometimes millions of people, fog will find its way into any sewer system. There are, however, several approaches you can take to mitigate the effects of fog. Doing nothing really isn't a solution, but there are several who employ this risky method. Doing nothing will lead to damaged infrastructure and instrumentation. Not only this, but fog accumulation harbors sulfur-producing bacteria, also known as SRB, and can lead to hydrogen sulfide production. Hydrogen sulfide is undesirable for many reasons, mostly due to the foul, rotten egg odor. But when it comes to hydrogen sulfide, odor is the least of your concerns. Hydrogen sulfide is highly corrosive and deadly toxic. It can kill you at concentrations as low as 100 parts per million. Additionally, high concentrations of this deadly gas can lead to sulfuric acid production in your collection system, shredding metal infrastructure and instrumentation in just a few short years. Severe cases of fog accumulation can lead to sewer system overflows, also known as SSOs. SSOs occur when fog completely blocks the flow at a lift station. This means raw sewage flowing at the surface of residential areas, which is a big yikes. I'll come back to this topic later, as SSOs can lead to harsh fines from the EPA as well as mandatory regulations. Lastly, filamentous bacteria love fog. If fog becomes a problem at your facility, you may see an increase in your filamentous bacteria population. Unchecked filamentous growth can lead to a number of problems, including problems settling and intense foaming, especially in aeration basins. Municipalities have taken a number of different approaches to addressing fog. One of the most common approaches is education. A lot of public works websites have PSA announcements containing instructions on what to do with fats, oils, and grease, as well as information on why irresponsible disposal of these lipids are harmful to the city's infrastructure. Most cities take it a step further and create a fog ordinance, requiring some sort of pre-treatment for commercial food processing establishments like restaurants. These ordinances are what require restaurants to have grease traps. Grease traps at restaurants are a great way to mitigate fog problems. Unfortunately, there's no guarantee outreach to the general public will work. People love drains and toilets because things magically disappear. Ultimately, it's up to the people to decide what they do with their fats, oils, and grease. The best thing you can do for your city is save your lipids in a biodegradable container and dispose of them in the trash. On a separate note, I've yet to meet a dog who doesn't like bacon grease. Depending on the resilience of your dog's stomach, you could turn your dog into a fog dog. Please only bacon grease, and make sure it's just a little at a time. I don't want to be responsible for vet bills or new carpeting. Cats also love bacon grease, I know from experience, but they have a much more sensitive stomach. So sadly, even fat cats should probably avoid bacon grease. Another approach to mitigating fog is jet vacuum collection systems. This is a surefire way to remove accumulated fog from lift stations and manholes. However, it's more of a band-aid approach and doesn't actually fix the problem. Additionally, the cost for these services is both high and recurring. The best thing that you can do for your system is employ several mitigation techniques. We recommend three things. One, having a fog ordinance. Two, educating your community. And three, adding a live microbial product in your collection systems. I put an asterisk by mandatory under creating a fog ordinance because, per the EPA under the National Pretreatment Program 40 CFR 403, if you have a sewer system overflow, the EPA sees that as being caused by fog accumulation. If you experience one of these sewer system overflows and don't have a fog ordinance, not only will you receive a ridiculous fine, you'll also be required by the EPA to create a fog ordinance. This is probably going to be, ordinance for restaurants to have grease traps. They might make you educate the public, but ultimately they're going to step in and force your hand. And it's just an entity you don't really want to deal with. So a fog ordinance is something that every municipality should have. So on the subject of adding a live microbial product, one of our products, Probiotic Scrubber 2, also known as PB2, is a great option for your collection systems. By introducing live microbiology to your collection systems, you are effectively treating both your collection system and your facility at the same time, as some of the grease-degrading bugs get carried to your facility as they continue to break down the fog. PB2 is engineered to enhance regular wastewater operations by using several different species of grease-degrading bacteria. And the best part is it's alive, which means no maintenance for wastewater operators. Like all of our products, all you need to dose is a peristaltic pump. You can also use your hands if you prefer, as all of our products are certified organic and safe to handle. Our products come in 5-gallon pails, 30 and 55-gallon drums, as well as in 275 and 330-gallon totes. These products are ready to ship today. If you want more information, feel free to contact us. Our business hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Give us a call or visit us at BioLynceus.net. Feel free to use the chat bot at the bottom of the webpage to submit any questions you might have. This might take a minute to appear, but if it never does, you can also submit your questions by clicking Get a Free Quote. If you submit a question, someone at BioLynceus will get back to you as soon as possible. So that wraps up this edition of our webinar mini-series, Wastewater Challenges. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this webinar, and I hope this information helps you on your quest to solve your fog problems. Be sure to check back for our next edition to this webinar series where I discuss a microbial approach to reducing solids at wastewater facilities. Thanks for stopping by, but mostly stay classy.